everybody to the Community Connection podcast. This is episode 3. We're here at CrossFit Gilroy, and we're with some of the greatest people I've known for years and years. I wanted to bring this connection to you guys. I wanted you guys to be able to tell us a little bit about Gilroy CrossFit and kind of how you guys got started, when you got started, and kind of who you are. But first, let's just start with introductions, and we'll start down at the end with Ginger.
I'm Ginger. I've been a member of CrossFit Gilroy for going on 6 years and a coach here for about 3 years. I love it.
Great.
I'm Jana. I'm a coach here. I've been doing CrossFit for a long time, coaching it, but here probably I started in 2016, 16 or 17. I've been a coach.
2016.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Nice.
Joey Heath, and I started working out here in 2016, and you guys had just moved into the building because Cassie was over off of our
First
Street area.
Yeah.
So everything was new. And then I started coaching in 2018. So 6 years now.
6 years.
now,
Wow.
so,
Yeah.
It's been good.
That's cool. And Julie?
I'm Julie Wheeler. I'm not a coach here, but I've been doing CrossFit, I think, for almost 14 years. And then all with the same, almost the same people, your wife.
Yeah, here at CrossFit Gilroy now?
CrossFit, yes, at CrossFit Gilroy ever since
It was South County CrossFit.
South County CrossFit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it was
Oh, that was
Cassie
the OG
took
name?
over
Okay.
CrossFit Gilroy.
That was
first year.
2012
Very cool.
or 13, I think.
13 years. So this place has been around for over a decade, which is amazing. I mean, to say that it's been here for over 10 years, I mean, it's a staple here in the South County, and it's a staple here in Gilroy. Tell me a little bit about what you guys do here. What is CrossFit exactly? How does it differ from just a regular gym, a 24-hour fitness, for instance? That's kind of probably most people's number one thought. It's a gym, like 24-hour fitness. What's the biggest difference?
Group setting, we have, we don't just walk into a gym and figure out what you're doing. You come in and we have workouts program, specifically the variety, because that's what CrossFit is, constantly varied functional movements.
Yeah.
So you take functional movements that you could use in life throughout your years. So that's one of the big.
And I love it because it's using your own body weight, but then also using weight as well in certain movements. So it builds strength, but also it helps you with the proper technique so that when you then go out in life and you're lifting up your child or a grandchild or lifting something into your truck or something like that, you have the proper mechanics and you're used to loading your body a certain way that it keeps you protected. And also helps with that strength, but mobility part of it that
That's
as
huge.
you age gets harder to maintain, getting up and out of chairs, getting in and out of your car, things like
That's the
that.
functional movements that come into
functional
play.
part of
And I
it.
think it really helped me have my knee surgery 2 years ago, a full knee replacement. And then just recovering back from that, I think I recovered very well.
Wow.
And it's,
Just having the
yeah,
strength and
I've seen
behind
it.
before we went in.
Like people who do CrossFit come out of things better, injuries and all kinds of stuff.
So it's good for injury prevention, and it also helps recover faster, you would say, because you're already in a physical fitness, your body's already strengthened, and so that's really cool. That's great.
Yeah, we have a member that was just in a motorcycle accident and broke his pelvis, had to have plates and screws. And after his
that was in December.
a few months of his physical therapy, he's back
Already. It's like March. That's pretty fast. Wow, that's a testament to
And then here too, we have people, working out from, the teens all the way up to our 67, 68-year-old ladies doing handstand push-ups. And one of them, she has dogs at home, and she was at Costco or whatever, and a guy came over and said, "Oh, can I help you with that dog food bag?" She's all, "No." And she, look, she's like, almost 70, and she's picking up big old bags of dog food.
That's cool. That's really cool. Nice. That's
And
good
I think
stuff.
one thing that's nice about the classes here versus going into a normal gym is every day is different. So it forces you to just be open to whatever. But we have coaches here that can tailor it to any level.
Very good point.
So if you're just coming in, you aren't used to working out, or maybe you aren't used to weights or the equipment that we're using, we can find something that works for you. And whatever your goal is, wherever you're at right now, we meet you there and we help you set your goals.
Wow.
And you let us know what your goals are and we help you get there. So not everybody's going to want to come in and lift super heavy.
Or climb the rope, you know.
Or, you know, or get up on the rig, but we'll help you get to where you want to be with your fitness.
Yes.
And in a group setting, we can still provide individual attention and modifications for wherever you're at.
Oh, that's
So people see CrossFit and go, no, I can't climb a rope. I don't want to climb a rope. I'm too scared. I'm not going to do a muscle up. But no, I mean, you come in and we find things in place of that until you can build to it. Or if you never want to, other movements, like she was saying, in place of it. So people shouldn't be scared of CrossFit.
Oh, good.
It is still very individualized, even from an
Yes.
That's cool.
There's always modifications.
So you mentioned the age ranges of some of your people. Who is it for? And are there certain professions that CrossFit kind of is a good fit for? Is there anything that you can think of that you can kind of sort of is it for everyone? Is it for kids?
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, that's the neat thing about it is that, off of what Ginger was saying and Jana, it really is for everyone. You know our age ranges. We have some teens and then, some older people that come in here. We find that we get a lot of people that have an active profession really drawn to it. So like firefighters, like yourself,
Hey,
police officers, a lot of military come in.
Oh, cool.
But even just the everyday person, it's for them.
Moms.
Yeah,
for them.
for
Yeah.
sure.
All their
Yes.
kids around,
Yeah.
up and
Yeah.
load strollers and
Yeah, the
Carry
movements,
their kids like sandbags.
yeah, the movements can be intimidating because a lot of people probably see maybe the games or they see like the really like jacked athletes, and that's like the potential that you could achieve if you want, but it is for the everyday person to be able to come in, to be able to work up to that rope climb, to work up to that muscle up or that snatch.
Right.
So people wherever they're at, there's even adaptive people that come in. So someone missing a leg, a limb.
Yeah.
My uncle, he's he's cerebral palsy and mentally disabled, and he comes in. I train him, I coach him.
Wow.
So there's
That's amazing. That's cool. I didn't know that. Is it a separate slot of time, or is that more individualized?
for him. I do personal training, one-on-one coaching.
So you guys do offer a personal training experience for
Yes.
people who have different situations or different circumstances.
But what I love about our gym in particular is, we have someone come through the door and they just want to keep mobility with, they just want to be mobile. They want to be able to bend over and get up and, do all that stuff. Then we have the athletes that compete. So, and everyone in between that. So, and every one of those people we treat equally. Yes, and we all start somewhere. But, if we have the people, going to different competitions and doing well, great, we support them. We have people, just wanting to move, they're the same. Treat them very similar.
And it's nice too because you asked about ages, and I know your girls did the CrossFit Kids, and my son started at that as well. And we have two of our members, a husband and wife, and their son started in the kids group, and now he's jumping into the adult classes. And
cool.
So it's nice to see as they get older, seeing them progress. Now they have the foundation, just like everybody that starts here. They build that foundation of understanding the movement, how their body moves, the correct techniques, then start loading it with some weights or adding that next progression. And then once they kind of move on, then they're in the adult classes. They're doing that next level, next step. And like Jana said, some people just want to come in, get a good workout. They get bored with the basic things. And here it's always varied, always different. But yet we do have people that compete at high levels, Jana being one of them. But they want to really push themselves, and we offer that kind of environment.
Yes, it's a good variety, very good variety of people that, we really care about every member here.
Yeah, I mean, I felt the love yesterday. You felt the love yesterday at Joey's birthday yesterday.
Joey's 40.
Woo! That's right. That was a great workout. I haven't been here in a while, but it was great to come back in this. And as soon as I walked into the door, even though I didn't know a lot of the faces that were here, like I knew a few faces, and everyone was super welcoming. Of course, the energy was great. As soon as I stepped across the threshold of the doorway, it was just energy. It was pure like, hey, get in here, let's jump in the workout. The music was going. It was fun. It was welcoming. It was introductions, shaking hands, meeting people that I didn't know, and they were just all super friendly, and it was great, which is what I remember and which is what I loved about
CrossFit is community.
It is
It's
community.
community.
It is community.
And I love it because all of us still get nervous. We don't know what the workout is. Like,
Yes.
I'm not, other gyms, you go in, you do your stuff, right? But here you're like, okay, what are we doing today? Are we gonna flip a tire for a mile? It's like, what are we doing? So you always have that like exciting, like it's gonna, every class is almost new.
Yeah. So speaking of that, Julie, what do you think about like when you do have an unknown workout, right? How do you manage that sort of that little anxious like? I mean, you're probably the perfect person to ask this question. So how does one manage that? Because
You look at the board.
Uh-huh.
I mean, just read what it's on. And if it's something, and if it's a movement that I don't like, I tell them I don't like that, but I push myself to do it sometimes.
So you give she gives instant feedback
Oh
basically.
yeah.
How fun.
And then some.
Yeah. Something and we go, oh my gosh, what are we in for?
Right.
But at the end, when you're done, you feel accomplished. I did it.
Yeah.
And Julie may ask for modifications.
Yes.
Of her knee and
With her knee or shoulder. We always modify things, and because again, we want people to come back.
Right.
Consistency is key. With,
Yes. Anything with
And
fitness.
with that community feel, I think that's what keeps people coming back, because you are in it together.
Right.
And so like then it's kind of like, hey, I miss Julie, and like I gotta like, where's she at? Like, hey,
I get
Joey's good at stalking people. Joey stalks. Where are you? Are you coming? Where you been? What are you doing?
That's good. He has an investment in the
Joey's a
people
good
that
stalker.
are here.
No, not
In a good way.
in a good way. Yeah, he keeps on top of it.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, that's great, because I think honestly that is definitely a hurdle for most people, right? A little bit of anxiety for what the workout may be, and so it's important to convey that to someone who has no idea. But if they can, relate it to their job possibly, or sports if they played sports, or anything for that matter, the unknown is fearful, and it makes you kind of nervous. But you come in, you get the community, you're all in it together. If there's an adjustment that needs to be made, like yesterday for myself, I have kind of a issue with my hip and an issue with sort of back stuff. And so, you guys were great. You guys were able to help me sort of modify the workout, and I was able to complete it, and it was good.
Still tough,
it was painful, but it was good stuff. Yeah.
And the best part for me, I like when a member gets something, like all of a sudden someone did a pull up and everybody, the whole class just goes
Celebrates.
wild.
Yeah.
it's an accomplishment.
Yeah, or the last person to finish. Everyone groups around them and cheers them on. It doesn't matter if you're first.
does your last burpees with them.
Yeah.
Like, what you got 10 or 10?
I mean, do you get that when you go to your bro sesh gyms? No, you don't get someone, jumping off the equipment. Woo, you can finish.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, please. Be a little weird. And that's what I'm saying. It's like everybody is there to help everybody.
That's cool.
And so
anxiety quickly turns into excitement. I think here you get a little nervous, but then you get excited for it. And like everybody, like I said, is commiserating. And then at the end, you're high five. Hey, good job, good workout. And especially when somebody gets a new skill, it's
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very
The
cool.
support. The support is huge.
And one thing that's interesting about it is that it's almost like it doesn't ever really get easier. Because the better you get, the stronger you get, the higher of a VO2 max you have,
that's
you're
a
going to
good
be
point,
doing more reps.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing everything faster. Like today is 12 minutes, as many reps as possible of a couplet.
Yeah.
So it's in the beginning, maybe you start off, you only got 4 rounds of it. In advance, you did 12. So you worked out for the same amount of time. It was still hard for this person as it was for, so it's always going to be relative.
And like CrossFit, you're never gonna just say, "Oh, well, I mastered everything in CrossFit." No, now they're adding, you're gonna be, I don't know,
new movements.
doing giants on the bar and flipping and catching and walking down the street on your hands. They're always adding crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you never like finally you get there, you're like, oh, I can do muscle
I can
ups
do
now.
everything.
Or I have my ring muscle ups, and now they add like something else crazy.
Yeah, like
so
double crossovers.
riding your unicycle, juggling wall balls or something.
Yeah.
It's like
It's always going to be fun. It is going to be challenging at no matter what level you are.
Add intensity. And
That's cool. Nice.
it's never gonna get boring ever.
Yeah.
And I think that's what drew me to CrossFit. I mean, I've been an athletic person my whole life, but I could never really find that thing that I could stick to as far as a program.
Yeah.
And I'd always get bored, and I'd dread just getting up and doing it. And so then I would stop doing it. And I think with this, having the community, like being excited to see the people that I work out with, but also like that dynamic of never quite knowing what you're in for.
Yeah.
And then the end result, feeling excited and accomplished that you did something. And like Joey said, like there's always that next layer of something that you can do a little bit better, a little bit faster, being a little bit stronger. It just keeps me engaged. And I feel like there's always a new performance goal for me to hit.
Oh, that's cool.
And those performance goals really keep me pushing. Even as a coach,
Yes.
Same.
It's the people that you work out with, but it's also making it your own workout and working on the things that you want to accomplish.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I was a gymnast and I was a runner and triathlete and stuff.
Still are, right? Yeah.
Still are.
But coming into CrossFit in 2012, I believe I started, and I was like, you should see, I was like skinny little runner gymnast, and then I built muscle, and I got better at the things because I like to do races and different competitions and different things like that. And so CrossFit.
Anyone who knows you or anyone who's friends with you sees all of your accomplishments on warrior here.
But what CrossFit has done, and just like sports for the kids in high school or whatever sport you may be in, CrossFit develops what either your strengths to help you in a specific sport or competitions that you do. So
great.
I feel like CrossFit's really helped me.
Great.
Because it really does build the cardio engine, but also
Strength.
your strength,
muscle.
your explosiveness, and your ability to adapt to whatever comes your way because you're used to that very functional fitness.
Yeah.
Like Julie does Spartans. I mean, she goes out there and from CrossFit, she could do the guy weight though. She like picks up the guy's weight in the Spartan and carries it. It's like, come on, people, See, look at those arms, right? It's like that's what CrossFit does though. Like, it
builds you up to,
so like your daughters in sports, when they came here, it builds that muscle.
Absolutely, I would definitely
Explosiveness and all that stuff.
and confidence too, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It builds you also on the inside. Confidence. It builds your ability to kind of interact and function in a group setting, right? I mean, these are some of the things that I noticed for sure with my kids. My Tiara, my oldest, she's, she definitely wasn't she was kind of a introvert a little bit. And I think coming here and being in the group setting, new faces, new people, she definitely she opened up a lot. And I
You
think it
see
was
people
great for her.
blossom. I mean, even Ginger, I remember her first day coming. She's quiet little Ginger in the corner. Now she's
No
like,
way.
come on, people. So I mean.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
very
so I
cool.
just see everybody,
It's a
comes
very
out of there.
welcoming environment.
Yeah.
So
That's
for
good.
sure. And I think that's a great thing too, going back to like you were asking about age and stuff. There was one day and your wife was here and we had another member, Sydney, she was here and she was just turning 28. And then
Bring up our ages.
Terry
in this.
is in her 30s. I'm not going to say everybody's age, but in her 30s.
28.
I'm almost 50, but I'm like going to be 49 this year. And then Julie and Doris were
20,
here.
You've got decades.
Yeah.
They're in their 50s.
Yeah.
And so it was great to see us all completing the same workout.
Yes.
We're all at different levels.
Yeah,
And we're all
That was neat.
basically a decade apart
Yeah,
for
yeah.
each one of us. And yet here we all are.
That's a great example.
And, all females. And I think that's something in our society, like empowering women and letting them know that their body, it can be strong.
Yeah.
Like it's not just about looking a certain way.
No,
It is about what your body can do, that healthy image of what your body can do as a female. and through all
Agreed.
these decades,
point,
like
Heather.
that we can still be
It's not
strong, we can still be active.
Yeah, it's powerful.
It's not just aesthetics, right? Like you may look good, you know, like, oh, that, you know, I mean, I'm not, you know, it's great to be on a stage and posing and you look great, but let's see your pull-ups, right? You know, but here you look good and you,
We do strict pull-ups too. We do strict pull-ups.
We do. Want to see it?
Come on, let's do it right now.
But it's
Yes, yeah.
but it truly is it's a byproduct. It's not the goal. You end up looking at the goal is to be
Functional.
Functional.
Yes.
CrossFit truly is a jack of all trades because we're doing plyometrics. You know, we're doing strength training, powerlifting, Olympic weightlifting, gymnastics. You know, anything you could think of. The point of it, is to encompass everything.
Running.
Yeah, take the best parts of everything and to do it. And when there's something new, we're always scouring like either like other fitness influencers, other sports. Yeah, looking at different movements that we haven't incorporated. And it's like, hey, like we're gonna put this in here, and we're gonna program it. So that way you get out of the the basic movements that people know. Especially when people in CrossFit, they like to program the bread and butter, like the 15 movements you always see. It's like, well, like have you ever done what was it's one that we do every now and then.
No,
like a movement, and you found it, but like something
that's not as
something like an inverted burpee.
Yeah.
Something like that. Or
Looking for
or
great
teapots.
Julie.
Or
We're gonna do this.
just the
parkours.
Wow.
Fancy parkours. Yeah, it's a very odd movement. Yeah.
yeah.
But I love that because it's something that is always different.
Turkish getup.
I feel like when
I don't even know what
you
that
are
is.
hearing
Yeah,
people
see,
do
yeah.
these different things, it makes you feel more capable out in life to like, yeah, I can lift that. Yeah, I can help that person. Yes, I can try a new sport or like go play pickleball or something because I know like my body is capable of moving a certain way and training in a different way.
Yeah, that's
And just like Turkish get-ups, Julie doesn't like them, right? No one really does. But then Ginger is telling me, but that's how Julie got up with her knee. Yeah. Her knee
Did
started.
you watch how I get up now? And it's kind of a habit.
Yeah, I know. It's more like, see?
So you didn't know. You didn't
She
know.
just did a Turkish get-up.
How funny
So
is
see, that translates. I mean, I don't like every movement either. I'm not always like, go, oh, that's the best. But you kind of train your
Yeah, you
weaknesses
do it.
sometimes.
You do it.
Which is smart, which is great, and it's good for you, right? Eventually, it will apply at some point, right?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like you guys were talking with the kids, with the groceries, with the things. It is an applicable. Or they are all applicable movements to daily, everyday life and stuff like that.
Well, and even just like the other day, like I pulled up to a four-way stop right by the Veterans Hall, and I looked over and I saw this gentleman standing by a walker. And I kind of looked over to see if he was going to cross, and I realized that there was somebody in front of him, and it looked like she had fallen.
Oh no!
So I rolled down my window. I said, "Do you need help?" And he said, and he was telling me, "Yes, I need help lifting her."
Yeah.
So I pulled over and I came over and I said, "Can I help you up?" And it was an older woman that had been using the walker. She had fallen and she couldn't get herself back up. And he was older, and he couldn't help her either. He just couldn't between the two of them. Yeah, but like I felt like, and I just
I can do that. Yeah.
I
That's
just kind of
awesome.
lifted her up, and and then I had her sit down, and then he pulled the car around.
Yeah.
But it was like, here's these two people that are they were probably in their 80s, and they just weren't capable. And I felt like I could help in that
that's
situation,
huge. That's great.
But also knowing that hopefully if I continue building muscle and the proper lifting and that type of thing, that I can not have myself in that situation.
Retain the strength later in life.
So keeping that strength, keeping that mobility is really important as you get older.
It is. It's huge. I mean, that's, I would say in my profession, there's quite a bit of calls where people are, people fall and stuff like that. And that's a big thing. I mean, and then you also see calls where people are, similar ages, but you can tell there was an element of fitness, physical fitness and strength, in their life. And you can see that they are getting around just fine. So That's a great story. Are there any stories that you can think of that sort of CrossFit kind of crossed the lines of everyday life, and you were able to impact someone or someone you could see that growth or that thing that that CrossFit sort of.
You mean another person that you saw?
Yeah, either of you guys or any of you guys also have any stories similar to where you just get that moment of like, wow,
Just the
that's
previous owner, Cassie, and her mom, we were all here when her mother, Connie, had a stroke here. But she had been in really good shape, and she would not have survived that stroke had she not been a CrossFit person.
That's right.
So I believe that saved her. I mean, our quick action did, but I'm just saying that's a huge one. She was a strong, mentally, physically, and I just think that her, all the years of Cassie training her and her being here. And
yeah, she's still, thank God, right? She's still getting around very well. And
her grandkids, she watches her grandkids, so I mean, that was just like, that's a perfect example of, hey, this person, survived the stroke.
Yeah,
and I just think
the benefits of physical fitness and stuff like that helped her in the long run.
And then getting back to age too, like people think, oh, they ask me your age, or I'm proud. I'm like, I'm in my mid-50s. You could be doing this stuff too. No excuses, right?
Yes, yeah.
And it's just kind of cool because I was at a Spartan race and I was in the starting line, and there was pro athletes right there. And this one, Krista Glowski, she's amazing. Like, she's super cool. She knows me and watched me through the years. She's like, how old are you? Because she's like 20, and I tell her, and then I'm in my mid-50s. I'm heading on the other slope to the 60s, and she goes, I want to be you when I grow up. So I mean, it's not that I'm this great athlete, but it's just I felt that like really made my day because all my hard work, and then she's this badass athlete that could run laps around me, but when she gets to my age, she wants to be like me. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, that's cool. That's amazing.
Going off of that, when I first started, I remember telling my daughter Addison, like, oh my gosh, there's this girl, Jana, and she is just amazing. She is like
all
so
amazing.
Fast and so, so this, that.
Yes,
other.
yes.
And she's like, well, how old is she? And I said, well, she's 7 years older than I am. And she's like, well, then you have 7 years. Like telling me, because here I am thinking, like, I want to be like Jana. And she's like, well, you have 7 years to get where she is. Like,
get started.
It only took her once. Yeah. No.
But
we all have our strengths and weaknesses.
I love that I'm thinking I can't ever be like her, but yet my daughter is like, well, you've got 7 years to train.
Yeah, that's an awesome outlook too.
Yeah. And that's where, like, I think we are here is like, nope, you just have to show up and we'll show you how to do it.
You'll get there. Yeah, exactly.
And everyone has their strengths. Like, I can't deadlift what Julie lifts, right?
My deadlift.
Yeah, no, but see, that's the thing about CrossFit. I might not lift as heavy as some of these guys, and but I'm, my cardio, I do this. Or, Joey, Joey's super good at overhead squats. He just busts it out. It's like some things, that's what CrossFit.
I'll never be a runner.
We'll get you there.
We will.
You'll get there. Yeah.
But what I like is everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. There's not like one person that does everything great. I have a lot of weaknesses that I try to work on, and same with everybody. So that's what's cool too. Is like I want Julie's arms. I want Ginger's abs.
And,
So I don't consider myself some like, oh, look at me, I'm here. I look at other people and go, gosh, look at that person's doing that. I want to try that. I want to be as good as them at that particular movement.
That's cool. I was gonna say it's just like, it's kind of like life, right? Where you like whether you work with people. I know where I work, you come to the firehouse and there are people all different shapes and sizes. All different backgrounds, and we all come together and we accomplish, amazing things together. So like you said, everyone has their strengths. You come together, you learn from the other people, you learn from each other, and you all help each other out to get to that, to that goal, to that accomplishment. And back to what Joey was saying earlier, he mentioned like the goal is not always to be the thing. Sometimes you just have to focus on the daily work, the consistency to get that goal. The goal is kind of the result. You don't focus on that. You focus on showing up every day, showing up every other day, whatever your schedule allows. but you end up with the result by being consistent and being there every
Exactly. And you don't have to be intense every time you come here. It doesn't have to be, there's days you just get through a workout. There's days you're pushing. There are days you're moderately, you don't have to have that super intensity every time. You just show up and do it, and you're going to progress.
And sometimes you just need it for that mental break and be around people that are like-minded and that have become friends. I think that so many of us have made friendships at this gym and do things outside of the gym together because we really do feel like bonded in that way and supported by those people. So you come here and that consistency is key, not only for your own physical but mental health.
That's very good. Mental health is huge.
It is
good
huge.
point.
And all those girls, I never knew them outside of CrossFit because at a different age group they are. And
come here.
now we're
And you can
and
come
we're all
hang with all of them.
and I haven't through the whole new super front.
Then I'm in bed at 7 o'clock at night.
You're in bed at 7 o'clock at night.
Gee, you get good sleep because you're using up all that energy.
Maybe not 7, but that's a little.
Back to the
Or maybe
It out about that time.
back to the mental health aspect of it. Since you're, everybody feels anxiety. What level, whatever level it is, high or low, we all feel it. But this burns off some of that energy. It builds confidence. As
we
you
have
were
bad
saying.
days.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
into
bad
the
days. Yeah.
gym. You have a bad day. Come
There's a popular saying is the hardest thing you've ever done is the hardest thing you've ever done. And if the hardest thing is CrossFit, then if something happens in life, it's not going to be that bad. You're going to bounce back. It's
good.
truly like a litmus test. Yeah.
That's good. That's great.
So
Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about because the podcast is about community. Is there anything that you guys can think of that you guys do on a regular basis, annual basis? How do you guys build community in the gym and outside of the gym? Are there other events or things that you guys do specifically with the community or with groups that come in here?
We did do the parade.
The parade. A lot of CrossFit gyms just always like the CrossFit Open around the whole world, and all gyms do the same workout 3 for 3 weeks. And so that's kind of a CrossFit thing.
Yeah,
And a lot of other gyms will host like a in-house throwdown. Ginger just went over to Brethren in Morgan Hill and did one that they had. Jana, you did something.
Yeah, I did a
post range. But they're all very welcoming. Anybody outside of their gym, you can come and join those.
Still participate.
And we will be hosting some as well.
Yeah.
We're going to have a dry try
we hosted the
with DECA Fit.
Okay.
yeah, the community is always welcome. We have those big events. I mean, they're always welcome like any day, and we're always inviting them.
Yeah.
But we do like to have events throughout the year, and then also participate in them, like this last Christmas, as they mentioned about the parade.
Oh, the parade?
Getting out
Yeah,
there.
that's
right.
Yeah, we're on the parade.
That's awesome.
and,
We had Flory out there, tiny little Flory, lifting
she
all
had a
these
barbell
weights. And
and
they're all cheering her on.
everybody, a few people carried wall balls, a few different things.
Trying to get her.
Who was on the sled? Somebody had the sled in the.
Jaime.
Jaime had the sled.
Like pushing
and
the sled?
we
Got a tree on it. We had a tree on it.
we attached a Christmas tree. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he was
Sorry.
So he was pulling it. Yeah. So he was pulling it.
Oh my God.
So
That's
I
cool.
used to take off on the prowler.
I mean, I used to.
It's up to Joe.
yeah. But yeah, like this next event that we're gonna have, it's gonna be up here, in the spring, dry triathlon, and it's gonna be open not just for our gym members, but we're inviting Garlic City Rockers are gonna come.
Oh, cool.
A lot of
City Rockers.
yeah, a lot of the Machete Madness people, and then just anybody else that
Julie does those crazy.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
another thing. Julie
And then,
does
of
like
course-
endurance.
Yeah, and then of course, Jana comes from the Spartan community. Both of them do. So we have a lot of friends in different fitness communities that's like, hey, like, come and do this. Yeah.
support each other.
So where is it going to be?
We're gonna host it here. Yeah.
Okay, and you say dry, meaning there's no swim element.
Yeah. So no swim. We're gonna substitute for rowing.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah.
cool.
Rowing,
And
running,
That's the
and
spring.
the
that's
horrible
coming up
bikes.
this-
over
Yeah,
there.
and biking. Yeah. So
Yeah, the salt bike.
How far is the biking?
We're
They're all standing.
yeah, we're still gonna figure out.
working on.
Okay.
Yeah, since it's not a road bike,
Yeah.
it's gonna be stationary.
Oh, cool.
still have
Okay, so
yeah,
they'll
the
do
running
that.
will be
We
true
can't
true
do
running.
that
Yeah.
yet.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
but we'll get those distances and we'll
And then we'll have a
put it out.
throwdown, maybe some, we might do some more decas. And I kind of would like to host the powerlifting one they had. I want to do something like that in
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, the DECA one was really fun.
The DECA, we had a huge-
DECA Strong, was
Deca Strong.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a form of Spartan,
a
but
lot
it's,
of people from all over the
Area here.
Yeah, the area.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
They're
was-
coming from Modesto and Fresno.
yeah.
They came last time for
I believe we had
So-
75 participants. About yeah, it was pretty big.
Yep.
That's cool.
And it's great because like whenever I'm in a different area, when I go visit my mom and sister, I'll drop in at CrossFit Oakdale and take some classes there. You know, and vice versa. People will come here when they're out of town.
Business.
On
Business.
or personal. And it's great because you can drop in at any CrossFit gym and
Oh yeah. Wow.
It's,
you know,
it's
do a workout.
community
And
worldwide.
It is. It like it
fits right
everybody always
in.
makes you feel very
Yeah.
comfortable and capable, and it's just a great feeling. And we offer a free week if you want to come and try us out. We always encourage our members to bring a friend or family
Yes.
so that they can try it and see if it works. It's not going to work for everybody.
Yeah.
Some people just like to know exactly what they're getting into each day, you know, or like to lift weights or what have you. But I know for me, it was a
Yeah.
a game
It's got to be the perfect, it's got to be a good fit for you, but it generally is for most people.
Yeah.
And as far as the community too, we've done the Toys for Tots
Oh, cool. Yeah.
stuff
thanks for
each
talking
year.
about
Yes. Lisa Faria, is that how you say her last name?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like big in the community, and she always brings us stuff to help with because we want to help too. We want to, we want to help the other businesses, local businesses, or help people in need as well. So that's another community thing. And we want to start, COVID was a little rough. All the gyms kind of had a setback. And so we're trying to get ourselves back out doing more of that community stuff,
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
we are getting better at it. We're doing more and more with the community now.
Very cool. Very cool stuff. Real quick, I wanted to just talk a little bit about some of your there's certifications. What if someone wants to become a coach or a part of CrossFit? How does one go about doing that? Is that something that you guys all had to do to become a part of it?
Yeah, CrossFit offers level 1 through 4, I believe.
Yeah.
And you do have to recertify after a certain amount of years.
Okay.
So mine's actually coming up, so I'll be just going to get into level 2.
Okay.
Yeah. There's also kids CrossFit certification, a strongman.
There's gymnastics
A
ones
gymnastics, yeah.
specifically.
There's a lot of them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yes,
there's
yes.
a lot of
Yeah,
different,
they offer a lot of cool things.
masters. There's lots of different subcategories that you can get continuing education on
Yes.
as coaches.
Okay.
But in order to be a level 1, it is something that CrossFit puts on, and so they'll find gyms and all throughout the country and throughout the world, and it's usually a 2-day, all-day intensive.
You learn a lot,
Yeah,
very
you
short
learn a
time.
lot, and then
Yeah.
you take the test after.
Oh,
They
cool.
call it. That's where I
CrossFit originated?
Yes.
No
yes.
way, like original, like the very first.
Dave Castro.
Dave
Yeah, Dave
Castro
Castro
and
runs it.
that's
That-
where
Oh, I
I
didn't
got
know
mine, and I went there a couple times for
I
other
didn't
ones.
even know that.
Yeah. So it's just right over there. It's not
Yeah,
too
it's
far.
pretty
So
neat.
it's pretty
That's really
cool.
cool. Is it like historical? Is it like a?
It
Oh
is.
yeah,
Like can't,
I'm on
can't tear it down.
I'm on the CrossFit community. Yeah, it's just over there.
I think Joey stalked it a few times.
I'm sure he has. Yeah, I'm sure he has.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
And I would have I coached college athletics and then also like personal training as well. So I have that background, and some of us did that as well. Ginger has nutrition too, so we have a lot. Joey was in the military, so he had some other training as well. So all of us bring something different to the table, which is cool. We're all
That's great. You guys are a team,
Yeah.
good fit, various backgrounds and various experience that you guys bring to the people here. That's really cool. I was going to ask you guys, we're in 2024, AI and technology, right? How does technology affect business for you guys? Is it something that you guys are using? Are you guys using AI or any sort of social media? How do you guys kind of get kind of the word out or your business flowing? How do you guys incorporate technology into your business?
Yeah, so for one, I've noticed going from a simple, just for our pay system, we use Zen Planner, and it really streamlines everybody. It shows us, the attendance down to how much everyone's paying, missed payments and all these things. But then on the other side of getting ourselves out there, we have Instagram, Facebook, What else? Yeah, word of mouth.
Yeah.
Good old word of mouth, right?
Yeah,
Beats
yeah, yeah.
AI.
I know I'm old, so it's like I'm not that.
Ours is pretty rudimentary as far as our
We do
Yeah.
have the disco speaker though. It's got lights flashing.
That's
and
real. That's a
A little Bluetooth in there.
That's our technology.
Bluetooth technology. Yes.
Yeah, but as far as AI, that doesn't really come into play just because
Which is
you have to come in here and do something.
Yes.
But as far as marketing and doing taxes have got a lot easier, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Not that I was like running a business before, like TurboTax or all these other things.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's cool.
but
Very cool.
I don't know if it hit the
Joey
mark there.
said, I think you have to come in and you have to put in the work. So
There's no getting around it.
Like, it's that community feel. So it really is like, hey, bring your friend, bring your family.
Word of mouth is like
And come on, we're CrossFitters. We talk about CrossFit. So I think that it really does. Like when you start talking about it, people see how excited you are about it, or they know it's a part of your daily. And that's what I always tell people. They go, well, but sometimes people call me and blah, blah, blah. And he said, but if you set it up so that for that 1 hour, they know they can't call you, people won't call you during that hour.
Right.
They'll call you the hour after because they know, oh, Ginger's not available. It's 8:30. She's
This
at
is her.
class.
Yeah.
So it's your time. And if people know that they can't reach you during that time, then
They'll figure it
they'll
out.
figure it
Yeah.
out. It doesn't have to be that
Don't bug
instant
me.
gratification.
Yeah.
And so really, like, I do, like, yes, I talk about it. Yes, people know that 8:30 to 9:30 is my time at CrossFit. And you know what? Sometimes it encourages people to come and join me. And if they don't, then they don't. But I think that being on social media, putting ourselves out there, but it really is more still word of mouth.
That's good.
I agree.
Yeah, that's great. That's
The
great.
Kool-Aid.
Drink the Kool-Aid. Yes, I have, and I do, and I will. I will continue. Oh my God, yeah, it was great.
Burpees and all.
Yeah, so social media, Joey called me out. He said, hey, come on to the 5 o'clock.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. I mean, it was right there. I didn't say okay. I was like,
Joey
Terry.
opens up the phone book.
I was like, Terry, what am I going to do?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great. To reach out to people. So, yeah, that was great. It was a great invitation. I was super thankful
Oh, so excited
to be
to see
invited
you.
to that. Yeah, it was
Heck yeah.
great. It was nice.
That's great.
It was very nice to be here and
You got
get
a
back
taste of
into
it.
Get a
And then you
taste.
reflect on it now.
Joey's torturous birthday workout.
Yeah.
It was scary to see it, but yeah, again, that was a little bit of like, it was like, oh no, am I going to be able to do this? And it was like,
You did.
just jump into it, get it done one step at a time, one lift, one movement, and
Yeah, we worked around the hip.
worked around the hip. Yes.
Nobody judges there, like everyone's like knows people are trying their best and
Yeah,
doing,
yeah.
we don't,
Putting in the effort.
Yeah.
Showing up as a
I feel
tough.
like it really our gym here, we found people, it's kind of that ebb and flow, right? But so many people come back. Like many people, they're here for a while and life gets crazy, or they, move or get another job or kids or whatever. Just life kind of gets in the way sometimes, but they remember what it felt like being here, and it brings them back. And so we have a lot of members that have taken a break for whatever reason, maybe tried something different, or like I said, just life in general. And then we see those members come back, partly because Joey's kind of
Oh, yes.
It's like, what's up? Where you been?
that they can come back at any time and feel comfortable and feel welcome. And I think that's why so many people do come back.
And we know our people. We call them by their names. We know what they do. We care every
They would do birthday
person.
workouts.
So
it's like we highlight them.
Birthday, we personalize their birthday workout. So people feel really good that, it's not like just you're coming in, nobody knows who you are, and you're like cattle, and you go out. We know our members. It's family. It's gym family.
Very cool.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about that last night. Because I like to go in and I'll work out with like my friends here and there randomly. And throughout the years, you notice like the gym culture, the headphones go on, and you see more and more people. And now like
Headphones and CrossFit.
you can walk into like Snap Fitness, and half the people in there They have headphones on. They're just all like plugged
Tuned
in.
out.
Yeah.
Tuned out to the
We're
world,
tuned
to the-
in.
Yeah. And,
That's a really good point.
yeah, and I get like maybe like some people they don't want to be bothered. So and that's why they're in that setting. They
Sure.
just want to come in. They want to
And
do their
that's
workout.
okay.
Yeah.
But
It really does like isolate you. So back to the community thing. Like, people come here for that aspect as well.
That's great. So aside from these cameras being in here today, a lot of times you look on social media and the people are doing the workout with the cameras in the gym. Do people do that here? Is it like a setup camera for them to get their workout in, or is it like individualized they can, or is it, because that's kind of the big social media. You guys have seen that,
I
right?
think for like our own
Yes.
personal use, like every once in a while, I'll be like, you know what, I want to see what my form looks like.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I'll film myself,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it
But
usually
it's
just
not
doesn't get
for the-
uploaded.
a
Yeah.
few will set up their camera and then kind of post it to show, hey, look what
Yeah,
we did
yeah.
today
Cool.
to help us get our name out
But
there
yeah,
too. But for the
It's
most
not a routine thing.
Yeah.
no,
Not like a-
no.
not-
Or like, hey, like if they're really proud of a new movement that they've gotten or set a goal,
Yeah, yeah.
and they've been able to achieve it, or like it's a birthday and like
Yeah,
everybody's
like last
excited, and so most of it stays on our CrossFit members page. But I think that yes, there is some of that, but it's not like a everyday like everybody's like, oh, you're in my way, my camera, like
Yeah.
Right, good.
It's like when the workout
not
goes, yeah, everyone's working out. Yeah, there's not time to stop.
Yeah. That's good.
Posing.
Yeah, it's usually maybe pictures before and then pictures after. Like, hey, like look at us before and look at us after.
Yeah. Actually, I've seen that.
Yeah.
People are like flat on the ground, or they're like, water over their head.
Yeah, Saturday morning we killed them. Yeah. And everyone's just like, yeah.
That's good. though.
That's
That
really the
builds
extent of it. Yeah.
That's great. And honestly, that builds camaraderie. I know for, again, I keep referencing like what I do for a living, but in the fire service, you build such a good bond when you like sweat together, when you work together, when you're sitting around at home, there's nothing, there's nothing to get from that. And when you get to like a group and you're just working, you see the person across from you working, you all get to the finish line together. You all sort of like bled together in a way.
Yeah.
That's like a good feeling. And you're like, you build trust. You build trust, in that way too. I mean, it's a lot of good can come from just that group setting, the physical fitness, just all of that stuff. And that's great energy. And that's one thing that I've loved about CrossFit for sure about.
And I definitely feel like when you're doing that, like it's kind of like notes, right? Like it's kind of like cliff notes. It's like I'm like, oh man, doing those wall balls, I was really struggling. Like I just couldn't stay in it. Like I was having to break it up. And then it's like Joey will be like, oh well, I find that when I breathe a certain way, or my difficult spot was this part, and I'm like, oh well, let me help you with that. Like because you've all done the same workout, then you're like, hey,
Try this.
How come you were so good at that? Like, and sometimes it is a little technique or a little switch or change, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to try that. next time. So like you said, being in that same environment and kind of helping each other, like really helps you every day.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
That's great. Actually, I noticed your breathing cadence yesterday when we were running, because he was waiting for me. I was like, I could hear him breathing, and I know for a fact you probably were like trying to help me get a little cadence, or at least it felt like it. Your steps, your breathing, and I was like sort of off, and I was like, you know what, that's a good. And then I kind of, I was doing that while I was hyperventilating while he was just normal ventilating, and so. But things like that, right? Things like that where you just kind of like together, the person next to you can help you get through that next challenge, and that's
exactly. Everyone helps each other. Partner workouts are fun too. Those really, you help each other, and you can't. You're like, I can't let this person down. And God forbid we do partner carries.
Last time we did that was when Jeff was here.
Oh God.
I did it with Jeff and Ashley. It was the 9:30 crew. I remember doing the partner carries.
I carried Lori.
Ooh,
I think I carried Cassie.
that was a sweaty
Those are
Jeff.
fun. Yeah, to have trust in that.
Steady guy, you're all.
Yeah, sweaty.
Oh yeah, he would have. He would always wear wristbands. He always looked like somebody who worked out in the 90s because he had like headbands and then wristbands.
Richard Simmons style of like.
Because then he would wring it out.
After the workout, he just.
That's cool. As we kind of close it out a little bit, I guess I want each of you guys to give kind of a last kind of pitch, sort of, to just talk a little bit about why someone should join CrossFit and come to CrossFit and experience it and try it out. And we can start with Joey. Start with Joe. Yeah, please. Yeah.
It's your birthday.
You should join CrossFit if you haven't done it. You know, Jana always says, train your weaknesses. Give it a try. I know a lot of people poke fun at, you know, why are they mixing in like Olympic weightlifting movements with powerlifting and the silly kipping pull-ups, you know? But it's like, it's a different way to do it. Like, come and try it, you know? We're always willing to, you know, go and do other things. Like a lot of our members, they'll go and do weightlifting competitions or something like a marathon. You know, it's like, so we invite you, hey, you know, come and try our sport. And that's what it is. It really is a sport. So get out of your comfort zone. That's what I'd say. Challenge yourself.
I'd say, hey, you know, it's variety. You're going to always get something different. You're never going to get bored.
That's true, yeah.
It's not scary. You can modify, like we were saying before. It's very doable for everybody. So, and if you just want to step out of your comfort zone and get out of this boring gym, sorry. I mean, bro sessions are good too. But we do those too. We do strength. I mean, we encompass everything.
Right,
so,
right. Absolutely.
yeah, we just don't have the machines. We, you know, do more functional movements. But yeah, so I just think CrossFit, if whether you want to just be mobile for your rest of your life, healthy, you want to do better at your sport or your events, you want to get a wide variety and a sense of community, come here.
I like that.
And I really agree. Like, I think that so much of exercise is about building consistency, like I said. And I think that the community of CrossFit and the variety and the eternal drive to find or do better within the same workout that you may have done 3 years ago to be able
Come
to
back and revisit it.
measurable, repeatable result later. In 3 years now, you're doing it differently and you still have more room to improve. I find that is such a driving factor for me as a person in my fitness, but then also like raising children, I want them to see me as strong and capable and have that role model as well. And I feel like that is especially for my daughter, like knowing that strength is okay and that building that kind of foundation is really important, especially as teens, you know, and here she's going to be 18 in a few weeks. And, but I love that she loves seeing me reach
Good
my
role
goals.
models, yes.
And I know that she, like, I'll see her flexing in the mirror and she really does.
She knows.
Yes.
She knows she needs it.
Especially with young women.
Athletics.
Yes.
You know, that is
Guys
important
too,
to be
but
strong.
yeah. And I've been,
That the food fuels that performance. And so it's just a different look at things. And I love that they love that part about me and about themselves.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I've been doing it, you know, obviously since about 2012, and I'm still doing it. So something's good, you know, like I like it and it's helping. And so,
lifer.
yeah.
But
Yes. Oh, that's right.
Very cool. Well, thank you guys so much for sitting down with us today.
Yeah, thank you.
I really, really appreciate it. I had a great time with you guys. I love you guys. I've known you guys for years and years. And I just want to welcome everyone to CrossFit Gilroy. If you guys want to hit these guys up on social medias, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere else, you guys come on down. We're local. We're here in Gilroy, and get yourself in the gym. Right? You might find out that you love it. And
if anything, come for my dance moves.
yes,
We'll provide plenty of entertainment.
yes, it's fun. It's exciting.
Good
You'll get all that stuff. Thank you guys again.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.